Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Another day of severe storms brought heavy winds and knocked out power to hundreds in western Nebraska. The line of severe storms moved into southwest Nebraska Sunday afternoon, bringing with it reports of ping pong ball-sized hail west of McCook and wind gusts as high as 85 miles per hour in Chase County. Emergency management in Hitchcock and Red Willow counties reported widespread wind damage, with roofs blown off buildings northeast of the town of Culbertson. From there, the storms tracked east, bringing a report of a 97-mile-per-hour gust south of North Platte. Power lines had been knocked down in North Platte, cutting power to most of the city, including the studios of our news partners at KNOP. High winds also did damage in Buffalo, Hall, and Howard counties Sunday evening. It was a fairly active weather weekend in Nebraska, but weather conditions have been dangerous all over. Take California, where a growing grass fire that began Saturday has now consumed over 12,000 acres, forcing residents in its path to evacuate. Rick Damigella has more.
Evacuations are underway in Northern California as a wildfire continues to grow in San Joaquin County. More than 12,000 acres have been burned since the fire started Saturday afternoon.
Our temperatures have dropped and our relative humidity has gone up, which is allowing firefighters to really engage, being aggressive and putting good containment lines on the ground and trying to get the upper hand on this fast-moving fire.
The Corral fire began in the city of Tracy and is only 15% contained as of Sunday morning, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation according to officials. Area officials had recently warned that gusty winds, hotter temperatures, and dried out grass could create dangerous fire-conducive conditions.
Crews are in there right now with heavy equipment, bulldozers. They're putting in direct containment line, and that's being backed up by firefighters on the ground.
2 Alameda County firefighters were injured while responding to the fire. They had minor to moderate injuries and were transported to a local hospital for evaluation and treatment. The Cal Department of Transportation has closed a section of the Interstate 580 due to smoke and little visibility. The fire could spread further thanks to gusty winds and excessive heat.
That's being fueled by very strong winds. These are equivalent to tropical storm force winds.
Temperatures are forecasted to reach into the triple digits in the upcoming week, and all outdoor residential burning is suspended. I'm Rick Damigella reporting.
This past Sunday was Global Heat Action Day to raise awareness about the risks posed by heat and ways to stay safe. In Nebraska, the combination of higher temperatures and rising humidity are making outdoor workers more susceptible to heat-related illnesses. Agricultural workers are among the most vulnerable. The University of Nebraska Medical Center's College of Public Health says heat-related illness is preventable. They point to the importance of letting people become acclimated to heat before working in it and providing sufficient amounts of cool, clean water.
A worker will need about 32 ounces of water an hour in hot temperatures, so about 4 cups of water an hour. And even if somebody doesn't feel thirsty, we need to encourage them to drink water. It's very, very important to help the body prevent overheating.
Long work days contribute to ag workers' risk of heat-related illnesses. Ramos says 10-hour days aren't unusual for Nebraska farm workers.
And a lot of the migrant farm worker crews will be working more than 10 hours a day because they're coming in for a relatively short period of time. And they have specific tasks that have to get done, and they only have 4 or 5 weeks to actually do it.
Ramos also stresses the importance of rest breaks, shade, and training on the multiple signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Back in 2018, heat caused a farm worker's death in a Grand Island cornfield. His body wasn't found until the next day. Well, if you went to a concert or major event recently, you should keep a close watch on your personal info. Live Nation says a hacker group is offering to sell alleged user data on the dark web. They say Ticketmaster appears to be the main target. According to Live Nation, who's Ticketmaster's parent company, unauthorized activity was identified earlier this month. Officials there started a probe with investigators into the possible hack. Live Nation says the alleged hack doesn't appear to have caused any sort of economic impact. In health news, a new report shows people who develop dementia often fall behind on their bills years before they're diagnosed with the disease. A team of economists and medical experts in the U.S. examined Medicare records with information from the credit bureau Equifax. They studied how people's borrowing behavior changed in the years before and after they were diagnosed with Alzheimer's or a similar disease. Researchers found a year before people were diagnosed, more than 17% were likely to be late on their mortgage payments than before the onset of the disease. People were 34% more likely to not pay their credit card bills on time. The study found evidence of people falling behind on their payments as much as 5 years before doctors diagnosed them with Alzheimer's. A Georgetown University economist was one of the study's authors and called the research striking. A new procedure in a northeast Nebraska hospital looks to ease back pain and offering the first of its kind treatment in the area. The new procedure targets and deadens nerves responsible for lower back pain in patients. The procedure takes about a half hour, makes an incision that doesn't require stitches. A probe's put into the incision then to burn the nerve to relieve patients from back pain. Dr. Ihsan Balkaya at Faith Regional Health Services says with the quick rate of the procedure, it could lead to more patients undergoing it.
And they recover very quickly in a day or two. So we have patients kind of get back to work the next day, maybe even sooner. So that kind of gives us a lot of freedom to be able to do this more frequently.
The surgery is a one-and-done procedure with a success rate about 75%. Dr. Balkaya says the first set of patients who have had it have reported no complications. AARP Nebraska is looking to recognize the best volunteers in the state. The nonprofit seeking nominations for the 2024 Anders Award for Community Service. The award honors an individual or couple over age 50 whose volunteer service enhances their community. It's named after AARP's founder. In addition to the recognition, the winner then gets a nonprofit to get $2,500. AARP encouraging people throughout the state to nominate someone who embodies the volunteer spirit.
Most of us that do volunteer work truly want to give back to our communities and make a positive difference in the lives of others. If you know of someone who's deserving of this award, it would make them feel great, I think, to be honored in this way.
DeCamp herself received the award back in 2019. She says one of the best parts of winning is the financial donation to the nonprofit. Her choice was Christian Outreach Program of Elkhorn.
It's made a huge impact in the Elkhorn and Omaha area, getting people housing and feeding them and getting them clothing. They have a food pantry, and I think they use some of that for the food pantry. So it definitely helped other people in need.
DeCamp says the winner has a say in what sort of recognition event they'd like, which a representative from the nonprofit getting the money usually attends. Neither the nominee nor the person making the nomination has to be an AARP member. The deadline's July 15th. The winner will be announced in early fall. An event for kids aimed at emphasizing bike safety held its 17th annual event on Saturday, the Landon Boss Bicycle Rodeo, a memorial set up in the name of Landon Boss, a child killed after being struck by a vehicle while riding his scooter. Police, first responders, and LifeNet joined helping kids with safety on the road. Officers also helped kids learn in action, guiding them through a training course where they learned various rules of the road. Landon's father, Dave, organizes the event. He says it's come a long way from where it started 17 years ago.
From when it first started to where we were chalking it out on a paved parking lot to having this paved course and bathrooms and playgrounds and stop signs. I mean, it's just, it's come a long ways. Since we started this event, I can tell you that I've seen kids that have come through the course that I've seen out on the streets of Norfolk wearing their helmets, and that's what it's all about.
Among the activities throughout the day, a helmet fitting, bike licensing for Norfolk residents, and a state patrol safety simulator. Boss says the support from the community, from officers to volunteers, makes the event possible each year. And hundreds of bicyclists hoping for good weather as they travel across Nebraska this week. The bicycle ride across Nebraska started Saturday in Valentine. It'll end this Friday in Louisville. Our Casey Wannenberg caught up with riders as they geared up for a big week on their bikes.
The camaraderie of people.
This area is usually the Valentine football practice field. But tonight, it's home to nearly 500 campers.
We get along really well.
Including these three Reckmeyer brothers.
Not a problem. We were all Boy Scouts, so we've camped hundreds and hundreds of nights.
The Reckmeyers, 2 from Nebraska and 1 from Texas,
I like to travel a lot, and this is just the type of travel I like to do.
are taking part in Bicycle Ride Across Nebraska, a week-long event that has riders camping out at night and pedaling throughout the day.
Just nice joining Nebraska and seeing the countryside.
Everybody out here is interested in maintaining good health and fitness. I was in the medical profession, so that's kind of a thing that's important to me.
These bikers will travel across Nebraska with the goal of being in Louisville by Friday.
Yeah, you'll see people from all over the country. Beautiful day.
Hundreds of people who are hoping for sunny skies and easy rides this week,
Finish in good health and pray for good weather.
while making memories with new and old friends.
We recently were in Spain on a hike together for...
He loves this. It's fun to do it together.
A fun family affair combined with plenty of fitness.
We just got here just in time, didn't we?
In Valentine, Casey Wannenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.